Hey, Nini. One
Hi,
second.
Mark. Hi,
Hi,
Mark.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Let me get my earphones working here. It's connecting. There, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
All right, one second. I'm trying to connect. He's here. Connected. Yay. Can you hear me now okay?
Yeah,
Oh, excellent.
it's
All righty.
very clear.
All right, good. And so let's see if anyone else. Oh, here's Mike. See if anyone else joins us. And Mike's connecting. Come on, Mike, connect. All right. I just got bit by a mosquito. Oh my God. And right now it is 88 degrees and it's chilly.
Oh my God. Really on 98?
Yeah, 88. Yeah. And hey there, Mike. How you doing?
Uh, I'm doing,
You're doing? All right, good. Let's see if anyone else joins in here. Otherwise, it's going to be a short healing circle. Oh boy. And let's see. I was just telling Nini that I got bit by a mosquito just now. Oh no. And they're vicious here. They're small, smaller than they used to be, especially in the old Midwest where I used to live.
Oh,
And or that part of the country, they used to have large mosquitoes, and you can even hear them. But these are so small and so fast. They just get in there without you knowing, and they get out.
oh, I see.
They're terrible. They're so fast, though. It's amazing. I didn't know things like that existed. I think that's the evolution of mosquitoes. So smaller and faster and more venomous. Oh well. So it looks like it's just us so far, which is great. Um, you doing good, Mike? You doing okay? You doing okay, Mike? Can you hear me? Turn on your mic, Mike. All right, that's okay if you can't hear me. Uh,
can hear you. Could you?
there you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay, now
Good.
you can hear me. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good.
excellent.
This week, yeah, my back, it feels a lot better. I've been exercising. Uh, I do about 10 different things and about 3 or 4 of them a day, 5 days a
Wow,
week. And I use light weights, high
good.
repetitions, and my back is uh I hardly notice it.
That's
So,
excellent. I'm so
yeah.
glad to hear that.
Well, thank you for your help, man. If it, you really helped a lot.
And what you're doing is you're contributing to it by doing some things on your side as well, which is great. And
Yeah.
that's what was called for, both things to converge with each other.
Yeah, and I think what really helped a lot was when you were telling me I might have a little of this left,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I should stop just putting all my focus on it, realize it's there and let it go.
Yes.
And that really, I think, made a difference then.
I know. And then otherwise, what we're doing is we're giving life to the fear of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Excellent. How are your knees?
I found out since I saw you, I guess it was last week, that there's some websites with exercises for
Oh,
torn
wow.
meniscus. And so I've been doing, I don't know what you call them. It's
The
on a
resistance
machine.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah, it's resistance, but you lay
Good.
down on your stomach and you got handles, and then you got a bar with a cushion under your ankles, and you curl up. And
Wow.
that actually, I didn't want to do that. I thought it'd make it worse. It doesn't. It
No,
helps a whole lot.
no, it's the resistance that brings it back together.
Yeah.
Where it might be a little torn or whatever, or bruised in there. That takes long, long time to heal. With the resistance, it brings it back together. It's like knitting it back together.
Yeah, and it also strengthens all the tendons and the muscles around it to support
Yes.
it.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so let me work with you first, if you don't mind. And what I can do, I want to first, before, if there's anything else, let me do the back first and
Okay.
and help it to remember even more so.
Okay.
I just as soon as I started uh, praying for that, working with that, uh, I saw you at some point saying, "Whoa," or "Wow," or something like that. So, all right.
Wait. Gee, I can hardly wait.
I hear you. I hear you. Anything else in your body that's bugging you, as long as we have time?
Uh, I got uh, a little bit of arthritis in my in my thumbs from playing
Uh-huh.
guitar. Uh,
Oh,
but I can't play guitar, but otherwise it doesn't. Uh, I do strengthening exercises for that too.
yeah. And they have certain finger exercises. Um, and it's great for people that, what is that? It's great for people that, even though you don't have it, it's for Parkinson's. They have
Mm.
finger exercises that would be really awesome for you to work those finger exercises.
Well, I do three different things.
Okay.
Two of them fairly frequently. The other one not so much. And the
Yeah.
one it's like let's say a rubber band around your fingers, and then you open
Sure.
your fingers. Yeah,
Yeah.
and uh, and
Yeah.
then
That's good.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that will help the synovial fluid in between there to regenerate. That's good. Okay. And let me say a prayer for that as well, if you don't mind.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see what transpires from this. Great.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thanks, Mike. And Nini, anything in particular in my hoarse voice?
Oh, hi, Mark. Remember last week I requested a prayer for my nephew.
Yes.
He had like mini strokes. But what happened? He got infected with this germ called listeria. It was the only case in Nevada. And that's what they
Wow.
found out. And I thought you mentioned he had two mini strokes, and then he suffered that like uh inability to walk, like weakness of his lower extremities. And
Yes.
now his hip and back pain is a little bit better, but then now he still has some kind of disorientation.
Yes, he will.
He's
I
gonna
would imagine. Yeah. But let me say a prayer for him, okay?
Thank you, thank you.
He'll be coming back to himself. It'll be slow, but he
Uh,
will.
oh, thank you. Good.
And most of his dysfunction will dissipate.
Oh, thank you so much.
And some of it may remain like residual stuff, but it won't stop him from functioning.
Okay.
All right, hon?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, he'll need more work, but
More,
that's
yeah,
fine.
therapy, yeah, rehab.
Yes, exactly. But it'll come back to him.
Oh, okay, good.
That's what I was shown. So,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can I
all
have
right.
another one, Mark?
Sure, of
One,
course.
you know, several months ago, I requested a prayer from you about a contract that I'm waiting.
Yes.
And can I request for another blessing for that, for speedy delivery? I heard that it will be delivered this week.
All right. Yeah, I'll be
Thank
glad
you.
to.
Thank
All
you.
in right action. Okay. All right, my dear.
Thank you
Uh,
very much.
of course. And please keep me updated about that as well.
I will.
And
I
and
will.
you too, Mike. And Beatrice. Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
Good. Good to have you here. Thanks for it's been a long time, my gosh.
Yes, it has. I get your emails all the time and I always get the date wrong or somehow it doesn't work. I'm leading a very busy life right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I sometimes, I totally forget about the healing circles or appointments or something. And thank God I always have a reminder on my phone or something,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't remember. Then I sometimes even have to run home and thinking, oh my God, I got to get there in time.
Yeah, I'm working outside the home now, so it's also a lot harder. Like everything's just a lot harder now. I don't know how I
Oh
used to do it
God.
when I worked remotely. So
God.
but yeah, and so actually I wanted some help on, I guess, a blessing on a getting another job. Because I've been struggling trying to find something that really works financially again. The other job that I had to let go of that one, and this current one was just kind of like a in between kind of job, and I just happened to not be able, and it's not even like what I do for a living normally. It's kind of like I just had to kind of take what was available
Available,
at
right.
the time, and so far it just seems like that's the only thing that's been available. So I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. I mean, I know that there's a big, um, I guess, like big trouble in the job market right now where a lot of people are having the same issue because I've spoken to a lot of people that are in the same exact boat.
Yeah, but you don't have to believe that it's going to be that way for you.
Hmm.
Even though the impression is set in there. in
It's
your
just been
mind.
that way though.
I know,
yeah.
I know, but for you, something is going to be available, and it may or may not be what you necessarily want in in what you're looking for, but the possibility that it may be,
Mhm.
and please keep that in mind. Let that plant another seed. Just because others aren't being able to find something doesn't mean that you won't.
Mhm.
And it'll be a little lesser than what your expectations were, but it'll be viable. It'll be good for you.
Mm. Will it be
My,
something
yeah,
that I really, I guess I want something that's going to satisfy me creatively also, because what I'm doing
sure.
now just does not.
I
Yeah.
hear you. I hear, but activity begets activity.
Hmm.
So as you're purposefully going for the activity, something will break that it'll give you activity, something that will be viable for you for the time or for a long time. I'm not sure which, but it'll meet your needs. And that's coming. Um, I want to say within 2 weeks.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a short period of time too.
Wow.
But you have to have the activity. Activity begets activity.
Right.
That's what I was just told. So, all right, cool. Let me ask a blessing on you for that.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, my honor. You got it. You got it. Uh, how's your body doing? Any issues?
There are some kidney issues right now that I have to go to the doctor for in a few weeks. And then
Okay.
this week I've also had like really bad sinus issues. I'm on steroids right now because of it.
Oh,
But I'm feeling way better than I was yesterday and the day before.
all
The
right, good.
steroids really kicked in fast. So I almost would have asked help for that, but it's almost like non-existent now.
I know, I know. Do you have uh did the doctor tell you had a low grade um uh illness inside, infection inside?
No, he didn't say anything about infection. It was like a teledoc, so like through
Oh, okay.
telephone. So then I basically told him like all the issues that I've been having, and it's something that's been kind of reoccurring every time I get sick lately. Is I'll get like a really bad sinus headache pain, and so much
Yeah.
that it's like congestion, severe congestion, and then I become super dizzy.
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
I've tried like the super Sudaf, the really extra strength Sudafed, and that seemed to work last time. And this time around, even that didn't work. So like I told that to the doctor, and right away he said,
Oh,
"Yeah, we need to put you on steroids." So he did
yeah.
yesterday, and I started taking the first dose yesterday, and like at night right away, I saw a difference.
A clarity. Yeah. Now, is it a very low dose that he has you on?
It's like a 5-day dose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Good. Excellent. Hey, yeah, excellent. And there's nothing wrong with medical science. They're by God too.
Mm-hmm.
And some doctors are better than other doctors, but this one knew. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's great. All right,
Yeah.
let me work with the sinus area, okay, hon? And every once in a while, you may have to take this. It won't be as often. Maybe it'll be less and less and less now.
Mhm.
that in between times and frequency. One second. Where the severity won't be as deep. You got it.
So
You
you're
got
saying
it.
I'll still have it, but it won't be as severe?
Correct.
Mm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. I don't know like what happened in the last few years, but it's just like all of a sudden just they get so bad.
I'll tell you, there's 3 times in our life that we begin death. Once at birth, with our first breath in with oxygenation, which creates oxidation. The second phase is when we reach around the age of 40, 45, approximately. That's when the biological begins to die and regenerate to a different standard. And then the third beginning death is when we're around 60, 65, around there, maybe a little younger or older. That's when the physiology begins to break down, but it regenerates at a slower pace. And so you're going through, it's like the second phase. And so it happens to every single human being on this earth. You know,
So I'm slowly dying and coming back to life. Is that what you're saying?
regeneration is always happening, but to a different degree according to who we are, what we've done in our life,
Hmm.
et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, it's not saying, oh, you're dying. Don't worry about anything, you're dying. No,
If that
no.
were true, I'd change all kinds of things if I knew that.
Those are the 3 phases that humankind goes through, though.
Hmm.
And, you know, I know people that are in their 90s and even 100, you know.
And then I also want to add that so you did a blessing for my mom several years ago, like regards to her like diverticulitis issues, and
Yes.
those are like practically non-existent, I have to say.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing what you did.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I told her,
I
say, like,
need,
it's you that did it.
Beatrice, I need testimonials, a short paragraph, what it was like before and what's happened since.
Of course.
Anything, please. I always forget to ask people for that, an email
Hmm.
or something, a text, I don't care what. You
Okay.
know,
Just send you an email
please.
with it. Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
please. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then
I,
her
you know,
her back also like improved. Like she had sciatica issues like for a while, and then it improved. But then it's like now it's like seems like to be back again. Whereas like now a lot of
oh,
times she's like immobile.
oh,
It did improve for quite a bit of time when you did work on that.
cool. All
Yeah.
righty. That's like a bruise in someone's life. It stays unless someone can come along and take the consciousness of that out, which we did with the diverticulitis.
Hmm.
And let me see if I can help her now with her her back. let's see if there isn't a slow regeneration of the musculature in there and all.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's find out. And,
Mhm.
you know, how it works with her.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Good to see you again. God.
Good to see you. You look
Yeah,
like you're outside somewhere.
I am. It's freezing out here. It's 88 degrees.
Oh.
And and so, you know, when we're used to 116 plus,
Mhm.
and that's not including ground temperature, which is usually 5 to 7 degrees more. And then all of a sudden it starts going into the 90s and lower 80s or middle 80s, then, this is cold compared to what it was. Our bodies are I guess it's thin blood, they call it.
Are you in Scottsdale or Colorado?
Scottsdale.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely I want it to like cool off already a little bit more.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. One quick note, they're trying to figure it out now. There's some people that want to sponsor me to Northbrook, Illinois, and also Wisconsin. Uh, and it'll either be in uh, before Thanksgiving and or in the first week of December or in January or February. They're going to figure that out. But I will be in those areas if anyone's near there. Mike is, I know for sure. And I'll be doing a free healing circle on a Thursday or Friday. They're going to figure that out. And then a 1-day workshop on healing. And then it's going to be about 3 days worth of appointments or 4 days of appointments, depending on how many people. So,
You're still doing your Monday appointments in Scottsdale right now, or your Monday circle?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Where do you live again, Beatrice?
Scottsdale.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, I'm doing the
Yeah.
circle. It's going very poorly because it hasn't been going out the way it should have been, the promotion of that. And so I'm going to have someone, they're actually starting to fix everything where it does get out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the online healing circle is usually between 3 to 10 or 12 people. One time there was 20, so
Yeah.
I want to keep this up, as possible.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
wanting to go to the
Um,
Monday one too, but that's also like, okay, I gotta make sure I have time for that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was really nice. 'Cause that was like when I first met you when you did it in a church or something like that.
Yeah. And I'm doing it at the same place on Granite Reef Road.
Mm, okay. Yeah, because then you moved over to like some kind of center or something. But the
Probably.
first place I
Yeah.
went to was a church.
Yeah. There were a lot of people though that
Yeah.
used to go to those. Yeah. And
Hmm.
now I'm trying to get it out. And I just found out recently that everyone on my email list that signed up online for the past year and a half have not received any newsletter that they signed up for. And this new person that I've taken on to help me, they were looking over the lists and they said, oh my God, there's about at least a couple thousand people that sign up for the newsletter that haven't received it for some reason. Now they're figuring all that out.
Mm.
And it's like dead space and they're going to correct that.
Well, you do good work, so you definitely need people to come
Awesome.
see you.
Yeah. Please, anyone, if you have any testimonies about anything, I'd love it. Get a little email, just a short paragraph, what it was like before and what's happened since, if anything, should have occurred in your lives.
Yeah, my
I'd
first
appreciate that.
appointment with you actually was I was having stomach issues. I mean, because I'd had stomach issues for like the longest time. And and so then I thought like, okay, we'll have him look at that. And you did, and they're practically non-existent.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants an appointment with me, let me know and we'll set something up gladly. All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Anything else, my friends? Anything, please feel free. Any questions, any comments, anything? Mike, Nini?
No, no question mark.
Okay, hon. All right, and keep me updated about everyone, please.
I will.
All right, Mike, anything that you can think of? You'll have to turn on your mic. Oh, sorry. I can't hear you. Oh, there you are. All right. No, you turned yourself off. There.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, you reminded me that I've experienced on my job how people, the human person is born with a certain amount of reserve and that physical reserve. And I worked in the trauma unit at Loyola University for 15 and a half years, and people would get in car accidents and they'd be 28 years old. And they'd have all these tubes in them and stuff, and they'd get an infection and they become septic. And we draw blood and find out what the cause was, and we give antibiotics. And that would go on. They get that every week or two. And
Yes.
after a while, it would last longer until it got to the point where the antibiotics wouldn't work and
Correct.
they'd go into total organ failure and they'd die.
Yes.
And it was because they used up all their reserve. And I took care of an 88-year-old lady and they dehydrated her because she had a test coming up and she couldn't eat or drink anything for 8 hours. And when you
Oh,
get
God.
dehydrated, it affects your kidneys. And so it really affected her kidney function. If she would have been 30 or 40 years old, as soon as they gave her fluid, that would have come back, but she would have used up a little of her reserve.
Yes.
However, she was 88 and she didn't have any reserve, and the kidneys never came back.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
so it's, I don't know, thread lightly and appreciate what you got. And, we're, uh, it's just part of being human.
It is. It is very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, at the same time, when we start to get something, instead of the medical science saying, "Hey, look, I'm going to help you feel better," and implanting that within them into the patient, you're going to be brand new after this. What we do is we store the trauma that affects us later, and in that that's what depletes us from that life force, that reserve, when we're so associated with oh, I can't be healed, or that's like a shock trauma to a person, if that makes sense. If it's something can be implanted within us, words of wisdom or words of healing, where the person is going to comprehend it, that also enables the reserve to replenish itself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that
that's
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
medical science is going to be changing over the next few years to understand parts of that. And instead of treating a disease with haphazard stuff, they're going to find where that disease began out of an organ that was dysfunctional or not as up to par. They're going to be able to work with that, and which will eliminate a lot of the symptomology that people are experiencing in today's worldview.
Yeah, but
So,
they can't make any money that way.
well,
They,
science is changing. They're going to have to.
well, they they identify a symptom and then they identify what drug to give instead of figuring
I
out
understand. I
what's the
understand.
underlying cause. Yeah.
Yeah, the figuring out part it's already begun to happen, though it's not in the science journals yet.
Okay.
It's already begun. and they're starting out learning about this now, and only within, I'd say, maybe a year or two. And so it is in the works. Unfortunately, it's too late for some people, but for the future, it'll be there. And working with a particular organ, what's needed in order to replenish it or to bring it back into sync with the rest of the body. Oh well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Slow but sure. Any other questions? Patrice, anything?
I was just thinking, so back in March, I lost a really close friend, and she was the first person in my life who I've ever lost that had been really close to me, because everybody else in my life that has passed away has not been as close. Like we would text each other at least, every few days or something, sometimes once a day, and
Sure.
it was a major, major loss, and like it hit me, it hit me really hard, like really hard, and it just felt like definitely like a piece of my heart went with her, and it was just it
Yes.
really made death real. You know what I mean? Whereas before
Yes.
it didn't seem like it, and the fact that she was like 10 years younger than me, because I always thought like, life happens in a certain order, and I would go first and my parents would go first or something, and her parents actually started getting sick first, and then she and it was also very sudden, like the way it happened, so it was just like such a shock,
Sure. But everyone doesn't have a permanent life on this earth this time, but there is a regeneration of that soul material that we carry with us. And at the same time, when even a child, I always tell this, even when a child passes, there's a lot of sadness, but it affects people so deeply, like it affected you. It affects so deeply, and then we find ourselves at that moment for a while. We find ourselves having more compassion for people, listening to people more. It affects us that we remember to give from our heart and to feel from our heart. It's like a reminder. And sure, there's no such thing as death in my book, in my understanding of of life. Yeah, but there's a regeneration that happens also with us uh, uh, because we've been touched by something that reminds us of our place here, and that's to give from our heart. And you'll find yourself every single time when you're touched with the death of someone, that every single time for a while, we treat people differently. Every single time we're touched by it. And that not only affects us in our evolution and our growth and our feelings and understandings, but it affects other people who are witness to that as well, which is really cool. And it's a memory that carries. And say for you, it's just like throwing a pebble into a stream or something, or a pond. And you see there, as soon as it hits, there's the biggest, most powerful ripple. Then it starts to get less and less and less and less. But it's changed something of the currents. It's changed something of the atmosphere around the currents. Maybe a butterfly will go a different direction, or a fish, or whatever. Something's changed from then on, even if it filters down to almost no ripple at all. Something has still changed and picks up from there. Does that make sense, hon?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been, it gets better every day, but I mean, it was just
Yeah,
really tough.
yeah.
tough.
No one is dead. No one is dead. It's not possible. It's just not possible.
Yeah. And I mean, I felt her like in those first few days too, just kind of like
Sure.
I knew she was around kind of a thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to like get that back.
That's okay. Sit with it. You know,
Mhm.
yeah. Try to understand that no one is really dead. It's just not possible.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
people that I lost that I care for, I think about them. And I know they're here. And
Yeah.
you're reinforcing that.
It's true. In my experience, my teachings, my understandings, whatever, what comes to me, experience especially, yes. Very true. Very true. All right, everyone. I hope to see you next week. And thank you so much for being here. And I hope I was able to help you. We'll see what the results are from all this stuff. And blessings to you.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nini. Thanks,
Good night.
Beatrice.
Good night.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye now.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye.